I wish to talk about Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It's an eternal text. It's the final word, and it is this one of the sources of Sanatan religion, Sanatan way of life. And I am such a small person, and to say that I wish to speak on Srimad Bhagavad Gita is it's kind of जो हम हिंदी में कहते हैं छोटे मुंह बड़ी बात है, but still, because this period is so hard, and coronavirus and the whole lockdown, the pandemic aftermath is such an unprecedented thing, and we are all in pain at some level or the other. Life is difficult, and I think that speaking of this text will soothe me, and even if one person listens, even if one person is positively affected, my purpose would be served. And this is, of course, this medium is for connecting with my students and with others also. So I may talk of my own experience of reading this text, because I have read it very patiently, sincerely, in my own way. I'm not claiming, but in my own way I have tried to read Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and I realized that it's a very modern text. There is nothing didactic, there is nothing preachy about it. It has razor sharp wisdom, and it's a striking, and it suggests a way of thinking, and the text and the individual, the chemistry between the text and the individual, the text and the response of the individual to that text is of absolute importance. This is something which matters most in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. How the individual responds to the text. It is important for all texts, but here it becomes even more important. My relationship with this text. That is one thing. And the second thing, I realized that it has to be read again and again. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is not to be put aside. We may take up just one shlok, but we have to keep in touch with it, because the divine fountain within us, it dries, it goes to the background somewhere, we forget about it. So to keep reading, to talk about it, it is said that divine pleasure, when it is shared, it becomes, it grows so much. So with that approach, I am trying to say something on this book. It has assumed its own meaning for me. It all begins, as we all know, we have seen the scene. It is part of our mind, it is part of our soul. The scene begins, there are two armies, and the scene begins at the battlefield, the final moment where the war is about to begin, the ultimate conflict between good and evil. That is the moment where this book starts. And there is nothing in black and white. The army of Duryodhan has many noble souls in it, and the war is about to begin, and Arjun requests the charioteer, Lord Krishna, to take him to the middle of the ground so that he may see who is standing on the other side. And then follows that moment which has caused the whole of Gita. Arjun views the armies on both the sides, and it is an emotional moment. There Arjun saw among both armies fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, in-laws and companions. He is shaken. All the childhood games and family atmosphere and filial love and feelings of togetherness, that playing together, sleeping, enjoying childhood games, all that feelings engulf Arjun. And he feels that he cannot kill his own people. He's totally, it's such a human moment, it's such a relatable moment that he says that even if I am called a coward or whatever name is given to me, whatever happens, I cannot kill my family members. They are my family. I cannot kill them. O Krishna, seeing all my friends and relatives assembled for battle makes my limbs quiver and my mouth dry up. My whole body is shivering. My hairs are standing upright. My bow gandiv is slipping from my hand and my skin burns. There is a complete breakdown for Arjun. His morale, his spirit, his determination, everything has taken a plunge. He does not want any happiness born out of this family battle. He's in genuine pain. How can one be happy after destroying one's own family, he says. How can I be happy after destroying my own family? He speaks of irreligion and he says that nothing good will come out of it, and how the family will conduct itself, and how the women in particular, he makes a mention there that how will they conduct themselves and how it is going to result in any good. And he continues to rant, and he says that he should not kill his family members out of greed. This is just greed for material things, and he is not ready for any money, any fame, any power which he might get after killing his own people. Even his physical posture is all bowed down. Both the shoulders are down. He's completely broken. So it's a very realistic moment. It's a psychological moment. It's a moment of frustration. It's a moment of extreme depression. It's a moment of total morale breakup. And it just, we feel how human, how vulnerable the warrior is. The great warrior Arjun. Arjun is synonymous with bravery. Arjun is synonymous with valor. Arjun is synonymous with concentration. And that Arjun is totally broken. He is totally shaken. He's in complete doubt. So that moment has been beautifully captured here in this book. This is how the book begins, and we will continue. I will continue to share my reading of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I hope you'll find it nice. So, thank you so much.